just going to introduce ourselves for people
Okay,
who are joining us on the live. So I'm Natalie
perfect.
Larson. I'm the host of this inspiring interview, and I have the pleasure of inviting a very special guest today. So Onnie Schiffmiller, who is an amazing tour guide at Israel with Love, and that I have the privilege to work with. And today I've invited Onnie, first because I want everyone to know what she does and how beautiful she does what she does, beautifully, but also because there is something about how you have shifted your mindset that is really inspiring. And when we spoke about it, I said, we have to go live. We have to inspire other entrepreneurs or people that want to become entrepreneurs. And people don't know what it takes. Some people don't know what it takes to really be successful in your business. And this is an opportunity for them to see some of the behind the scene of how it happens and how people go from doing something they love, doing it great, having clients, and really being successful at what they do, but shifting from I'm doing what I love to I'm the owner of a business, right? And so I wanted you to really explain how you went through that shift, and this could really inspire other entrepreneurs. So before we start anything, can you please introduce yourself? Tell us what you do, how you do it. Tell us, everything, so we know everything about you. Tell us.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank Natalie for having the opportunity to be here today. It's really exciting for me.
Thank you.
As Natalie said, I am a tour guide. I am the owner of Israel with Love. And I absolutely love my job, which I think is just so important. And my big focus, although it's not exclusively what I do, is I love doing multi-generational trips.
Oh,
People who are
okay.
people coming to celebrate bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, or just coming together as a family with a trip in Israel.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. And
I
how
really,
long have
really
you
like.
been doing this, Ani? Tell us, because I think that you've been doing this for quite a while.
I've been doing it for 9 years.
Wow. Wow. And
Yeah.
so originally you are from, tell us a little bit more.
So I grew up in Connecticut. We
Okay.
made Aliyah from New York,
Okay.
and we've been here almost 17 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And so your decision to become a tour guide, and I'm not inventing, making this up, because Israel with Love is the name of your company. So
right.
I'm guessing that your decision, and I know that your decision to become a guide is coming from a huge love that you have for this country. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So I was always excited when family came to visit us that I would have an opportunity to show them places.
Right?
And I was sitting in Jerusalem one day. I can even tell you the exact spot. And I said, you know what? I'm already taking people around. I should go and get my tour guide license. And it happened. It was like a minute, like on a lark.
Right.
And I went and I registered, and 22 months later, I had my license.
Wow, amazing. So basically, this business became really came from an organic uh,
Absolutely.
love of Israel, and you didn't say, well, what can I do to make money, or what can I do to have more clients, or I'm bored, I don't know what to do, let me find a hobby. This was something that you felt and you still feel. I can see every time you speak about Israel how your eyes are shining, and you always share things with so much love. And so this business came to happen because you were so inspired and you were so already in love with Israel, and you wanted to share that love with other people, right?
Absolutely. It was something that I was doing on my own anyway. And I'm actually very proud of the fact that Israel has very strict licensing procedure for guides.
Okay.
And I went through the process. And by the way, in the process, met people from all over the world who were doing the
Okay.
same thing that I was doing, which was very exciting.
Right.
And here I am.
Wow, amazing. And so after 9 years, you still love what you're doing. This is
I think I love it more now.
oh, tell us about it. Well, what is making you love it more?
I think I love it more now because so many things in Israel have changed. For example, when we moved here, um, food was schnitzel and French fries, and that was it. And now Israel is one of the hot foodie destinations for people all over the world. So that's really, really exciting.
Right.
The fact that Israel is a startup nation, I have the opportunity to talk to people about different high tech and even low tech startups,
Right.
biomedical technology, water technology. So the landscape is always changing. So what I do is always changing. I feel
Right.
like it's always fresh and it's always
Right.
new.
Right, right, right. This is the Holy Land we're talking about, right? This is the Holy Land with a lot of people that are interested, whether it's for religious reasons, whether it's for the startup nation. But it's true that now we see also Israel becoming a destination for other things, not only for religious reasons. And that's really exciting.
It's very exciting. I've actually had people say to me, I really want to come to Israel because it's always in the news, but I don't want to step into a synagogue or I don't want to step
Right,
into a church. And they're nervous with how I'm going to react. I'm like, that's not
yeah,
a problem.
yeah,
We can
right.
have a grand old time. So
Right,
yeah,
right. And what I also know about you is that you're not someone that is relying on the things that you know from a long time ago. You're always going and checking out new places. You're always taking time out of, your own schedule to, when you hear something new, go and check it out before you bring people. So you're like always on the watch out for, new things that are happening. And I'm sure not every guy does that.
no, I actually, what's part of the job that I really love. Um, I really do. You know, you
Right,
hear about people doing different crafts in different parts of the country, or have opened a new restaurant,
right,
or or Muslim Jewish partnerships,
right.
be it with ice cream, and
Oh,
that's
amazing. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and other coexistence. There's a great women's initiative um,
Right.
near Nazareth, and all of those kind of things just
Right.
make it
Right.
very
Right. So,
personal.
so it's not only tourist information. You're really
No,
bringing cultural economy. You're like, food. You're really trying to be on the alert to know exactly what's happening, so you can bring all the latest news or the latest happening to the people. So you can do, religious tours for Jewish people. You can also do for Muslims. You can do for Christians. Like, you adapt yourself, and you really know, without any judgment or any positioning, you really know how to show them. I think that's what's amazing, because a guide, I'm sure, after a while, has their places they like best or people they like best. But I really know that you are, really able to help to tour with anyone, and adapt and understand what they need, and to really make them give them the experience that they want. I think that this is really amazing.
I believe that a trip to Israel is a very different experience than a trip to almost anywhere else in the world. Be it for religious reasons or political reasons, we are always on the front page of the papers.
Right,
And so I want people to feel that they have their own connection.
right.
Whatever their background is, this is a place that they can connect to. And it's really important to me that people feel that way.
Yes, yes. And I think that, we are in the born to do business, right? This is what I do. We speak about born to do. I think
Right.
that our business is our way to express our message, is it to express who we are, to share with the world who we are. And I think that you are a perfect example of how this love that you have for Israel is just like overflowing. It's just like, you being a tour guide is just overflowing of love, and it's sharing it with people, just like if they were your family. You're doing for your
Absolutely.
clients what you would do for your family. So this is really amazing. So I'm really happy that we're having this conversation, because you are already, we speak about the framework: alignment, mindset, community, and strategy, right? This is what I teach about how a business owner that wants to be really fulfilled has to start with alignment, doing what he or she loves, and then switching to the mindset and opening up to all the possibilities that this business can bring them. And
Right.
I feel like you, for the alignment part, you have like 100%. Like, you are aligned with what you do, you love what you do, and this is amazing, and we feel it. And this is why you're being successful. This is why people want to work with you from
Right.
all over the world. And then there is the mindset part, and that's also why I wanted to interview you,
Right.
because I feel like you've gone through some shifts in the last few
Absolutely.
months, and those shifts, we can see the results on your business, because we can see how it changes how you look at yourself, how you look at your business, how you present your business. And I
Right.
want to ask you, what happened? Because you're a tour guide for 9 years, and a few months ago, something happens that you say there's a change that needs to happen. right? You say there's something that needs to happen and tell us what it is. I want to hear in your own words what happened that you said, okay, I've been doing what I love for so many years, but something needs to change. What happened?
What happened for me is, and I think this is true of a lot of women in particular, is that I thought I could do it all. I could do the scheduling, I could look at new sites, I could write the proposals, I could confirm reservations. And I was discovering that I really couldn't do it all. And that if I wanted my business to grow, I had to think about taking a step back, really looking at the numbers, which is not always an easy thing to do, but really having a sense of where I was doing well, where I wasn't doing well, and making the decision to figure out how I could get help for the parts that I wasn't strong at doing.
Right. Right. And so I really have to congratulate you for that, because I know so many business owners that continue doing what they're used to do for so many years, and they grow a little bit, but obviously they get to a ceiling because their time is not extensive, and they have a limit to how many clients they can get. And so they get to to a limit of how much they can grow. But some people just say, well, this is my limit, so I'll just stay in my limit and I'll continue
Right.
with the clients that I have, which is fine, It's probably fine. But you had a drive to say, no, I feel like there's something bigger. I feel like I can do something bigger. I feel like I'm not doing things the right way, or sometimes I'm not doing things efficiently enough, or sometimes there are things I don't know. Right. And so
Right.
you had this, you're this really being intelligent and being really smart, saying, okay, I have to start looking at this as a business. So what happened? And tell us about how you felt, how you felt before, what you thought before, and what you feel now, what you think now, which means that you went from, I'm touring with people, I'm a tour guide, and now I'm a business owner. What is this mindset shift that you went through, and how is it really coming concretely, really that we can see it in your business?
Well, actually, I have to thank you a lot for that, because one of the challenges that I knew is that I was having a hard time thinking about my business as a business, and that there need to be projections, and there need to be goals, and there need to be systems in place. And so working with you has helped me start to just look at things differently. That's the first one. Um, and the other one is that, um, and this is a little bit painful, but in connection with what I was saying before, is saying, no, I cannot do it all. And it's better to say you can't do it all, because then you can start to focus on the things that you do well and spend more time on that. It's also scary because you have to not only invest in your business, but you're actually investing in yourself, and that's kind of
Yes,
scary, out
yes,
of the
yes,
comfort zone.
yes.
Um, but slowly I see that it's paying off, and it's a process. And that's the other thing that I want to address, is that it's definitely 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but there are more steps forward than there are back. So that's a good thing.
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely. It's really the process, but it's also understanding that we were here for the long term. Right. I think that
Absolutely.
once you saw that you were here for the long term, that you have a vision, that you see yourself becoming bigger, then it made sense. And this is what you said, doing it for yourself, because then it's really doing it for your vision. It's doing it to give you the tools and the means to be able to fulfill your vision, and to see, okay, I'm seeing myself being only with clients, giving the best to my clients. But in order for me to be only with my clients and giving them the best, I need a back office. I need people taking care of other things that I don't have to take care of.
Right.
So what you said at some point, that it was painful. What was painful? Like, what was difficult? Because now when you say it, it makes sense. It's like, oh, well, how come it took you so long to understand that? Of course you did. So what was painful, and what didn't come naturally that now you feel like, of course, but because I'm asking this because the people that are listening to you might be in this stage where they still feel they can do everything by themselves. They still feel that, and so there is a resistance, and I'm sure it's a different resistance for everyone, but the more we understand the resistance, the more we can say, okay, this is how you overcome it, and this is how you open the doors to more growth, to more clients, to more money, to more success, right? So
Right.
how can how, if you look back, what was the challenge? What was difficult? What was painful?
Well, let me address the difficult and then I'll get to the painful. The difficult is, and I think this is true in other businesses as well, guiding is very seasonal. And when it was downtime, I would say, okay, so it's down. Now I look at it as, wait a minute. It's not that it's a downtime, it's that I'm not touring, but there's a lot of work going and meeting with different vendors, going to see new sites. This is the time to be doing that so that when it's busy season, I know that I'm always offering, in addition with the traditional sites, the new, the, wasn't here a year ago. So that was the difficult part, understanding that it's really that it's not off season, it's a different season.
Right, right.
I think that's an important
That's an
vision.
important, yes.
And in terms of the hard or painful, is that I didn't think of myself as a business person. I kept thinking of myself as a tour guide. But then I would get frustrated that I was doing something, but it was sort of happening when it happened, and that there was no strategy, there was no plan. And realizing that with your help, but that I had to take responsibility for turning it from just guiding into a guiding business.
Right. And I
And
remember, sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
I was just going to say, you have to think, or for me, I'm thinking about myself as being something I never thought of as being.
And I'm going in that direction because I'm remembering now that you said something about being a woman and about the different generations, about your grandmother, right? There was also a mindset shift, right?
Right.
About so what, tell us more about that. What was this mindset shift?
So my grandfather was a very strong business person, and actually some of his sisters were as well. It was an unusual thing in their generation, but my grandfather came to America from Europe. He was the patriarch of the family, and business, with a few exceptions, was men. Women were nurturers. Women made sure that the family got together, but women weren't the business people. And so I almost felt like I was violating the family model, but it's a gradual process.
Yeah, this is a
But
huge mindset shift, right?
it
Because
absolutely
you're
is.
an independent woman, you're making money, you have your own business. So from the outside, it looks like you're not in that generation, right? You're in the generation of women, working, but it's all here. It's all in here.
Right.
It's all in the
Absolutely.
mindset. Because if you can be
Absolutely.
working and making money, but if you feel that, oh, I'm doing it just because of it's a hobby or it's something I love doing, but it's not a real business where I have to invest and I'm going to make more money and I'm going to be also maybe part of the breadwinner, right? I'm going to take responsibility to also put food on the table, right?
Right.
And so I know, because I'm working a lot with women, that this is a mindset that is really, really strong with women. And it doesn't always come from them. It can come, like you said, from your mother, from your grandmother, it can come from so many generations that we've seen women being at home, being with the children, being the nurturing. And so we can have, if we want, we don't want to be bored, so we'll have something to work, or
Right.
we'll just have an occupation, right? But it's not a serious one. It's not, we don't
Right.
need to invest in it, right? So I see a lot of women that have this conversation with their husbands today, that the husband says, no, we're not going to invest in your business, you're just doing this because it keeps you busy, right? And if you make money, fine, but we're not going to put money on the table for your business. And so I'm very happy to hear how this, and you're saying it's a process because it doesn't happen overnight,
It
right?
does not happen overnight.
Right. And it's mostly in our head more than the other people around us, because when we shift, then people around us, they follow us, right? That's what happens. Okay, well, thank you so much, Onnie. I think this was really precious. I want to end this interview with asking you a last question. If you would meet the Onnie of before, right, before the mindset shift, right, an entrepreneur that thinks that she or he can do it all and is really fine with where she is, with the clients she has, and is just fine, what would you say to that person with the Onnie that is today, that understood what is the trigger that she has to do to leverage her mindset so that she can get to the next level? What would you say to this Onnie, or to anyone who is still in this mindset of I can do it all and it's okay whatever I do, no strategy, no plan, no, what would you do, what would you say to that person?
I would say that you need to have confidence in yourself that you can be more than you think you are. I think that's the biggest hurdle. And then from there, breaking things down into very manageable parts. It doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't need to happen all at once. And I'm going to add something to this, Natalie. I'm in my 50s, and I think that that's important because at first I thought, what am I doing this at this stage of my life? But it's actually the perfect stage of my life. And I think that it's a really good message for women who are thinking about a second career. That even if you're starting a little bit later, nothing has to happen immediately. You still have time to make it grow in an organized fashion.
Sure, for sure. Listen, it's a second youth, right? It's you have your so many years in front of us. It's a new life in front of you, and yes, taking the responsibility to say I'm gonna do it in a way that I can really grow and really, like you said, having self-confidence. I think that this is really the key. Well, thank you so much. This is really
Thank you, Natalie.
inspiring. I'm sure that
Thank
everyone who
you.
is going to watch this is going to learn from you. And again, we don't learn from words. We learn only from experience. And so no one can really know what it feels like until they go through it. But this is the closest
Right.
to a personal experience as it can be. So
And
thank
I would encourage people to get a business coach. That's the other thing. In talking about not doing it alone, for those of you who are out there, I feel so blessed to have Natalie working with me because this is one of the things that I couldn't do alone.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the message. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie.
And thank you for everyone who is listening, and share your comments, your feedback. If you still feel the resistance, if you feel the mindset shifts, this is what we're here to help you go through this process. And yeah, we'll see you for the next inspiring interview. Thank you, Onnie.
Okay,
Have a great
thank you,
day.
Natalie.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.